So Joe Manchin, being as wildly unpopular as he is of course having trouble raising funds for his re-election bid. Right? I mean, the guy is, as far as the Democrats go, absolutely, positively despised. So what? He's going to muster up the support to beat a primary opponent and beat the Republicans in the general? Well, it turns out his unpopularity is irrelevant when you have big donors. So listen to this. He raised $1.4 million in the second quarter, according to Politico. $1.4 million. Now, in the previous quarter, he raised $552,000, which is still, by the way, a lot of goddamn money. And in total for his re-election so far, he's raised almost $3.5 million. This is from one of the most unpopular Democrats. He's just raking in the cash. Now, I need you to reflect on his record. I mean, here's a guy who only voted against 3 of Trump's 16 cabinet picks. He voted to approve Mike Pompeo to lead the CIA. Mike Pompeo said Edward Snowden should be executed. He voted to approve Jeff Sessions. Jeff Sessions for Attorney General. Mr. Good people don't smoke marijuana, and he's now trying to go after even medical marijuana patients. Joe Manchin, a Democrat, voted for that guy. And we're going to get to a story in a little bit about how he's doubling down on civil asset forfeiture, which is legalized robbery by cop. This is a guy Joe Manchin supports. Joe Manchin supports Rex Tillerson for Secretary of State. So let me get this straight. Donald Trump repeatedly said on the campaign trail, we have to take the oil. We should have taken the oil from Iraq. Take the oil. So just advocating committing a war crime and stealing natural resources from a sovereign country. And then he picks the CEO of ExxonMobil to be Secretary of State. And so-called Democrat Joe Manchin says, I totally agree. He voted to get rid of the clean water rules to make sure that coal doesn't pollute the waterways. He's from West Virginia. They have polluted water like crazy. And he's not in favor of holding the coal barons accountable. He wants to poison the drinking water that, women and children drink on a regular basis. This guy isn't even in favor of the EPA regulating greenhouse gases. He says the Environmental Protection Agency shouldn't really be involved in the business of environmental protection. He supported the Patriot Act. I mean, for Christ's sake, man. He is a disaster. He's as bad as it gets. I don't even know why he bothers to call himself a Democrat. Well, here's how he was able to raise that money. Given that the strength of his ideas, irrelevant. He doesn't have strength in his ideas. He's nothing but a corporate sellout and Republican light. That's what he is. That's what he is. So how do you raise the money? Well, it's very simple. Only 1% of his money came from small donors. Only 1% from small donors. 99% from big donors. That's the problem with our system. Campaign finance, and the way we do it, continues to make the worst people the most well-funded, which gives them the best chance of election. Because they get their name out there more, they get to run more ads in favor of themselves, run more negative ads against their opponents. You're only taken seriously by the political class if you're able to raise a tremendous amount of money. Never mind the backing of the party establishment that circles the wagons to protect the Democrats, no matter how corporate they are, no matter how much they vote with the other side. So this is what I mean, guys, when I say that what we're doing with Justice Democrats here, we have the people on our side, we have the ideas are on our side, because we're doing what the people want. But we are at a perpetual institutional disadvantage because Joe Manchin or any other corporate Democrat, they get to either themselves or they have their people or a PAC go out for them and get checks from big money donors, corporations, Wall Street, big pharma, private health insurance companies, lobbyists, and they get to, raise in gigantic amounts from those people. So the amount of work that we need to do to raise even half of what these guys raise is well above and beyond, because we're taking our message directly to the people and raising in small dollar amounts. Because we say, as a matter of principle, we're not going to take corporate money, we're not going to take PAC money, we're not interested in that. Because that means that then the politician becomes beholden to the donors. So we don't want to have that incentive structure problem. We want to have it so that our candidates are always loyal to the people and to the ideas and the philosophy that they're promising to run on, the platform of Justice Democrats. But again, when you do that, I don't want people to get the idea that because our candidates' ideas are really popular and because we have the people on our side, when you look at the numbers, that automatically means a victory. Because it doesn't. It doesn't. What's so important, unfortunately, in our system is fundraising. Now, our candidates want to change that in the long run. They want to get money out of politics and have clean elections by law. But in the meantime, we don't have it. So how are we supposed to compete with them in a system that's broken and totally favorable to them because they raise the big money? Well, the answer is we just need that much more from you. And it's a gross thing because we don't want the system to function like this at all. But we have no choice. We have no choice. So look, we're doing a fundraising drive for Justice Democrats because we really want to get all of our candidates elected. And so what we did here at Secular Talk was we had a shirt drive where half the proceeds went towards Justice Democrats. The shirt drive just concluded the other day. If you missed out, sorry, I know that sucks, but, who knows? We try to do a shirt drive once a year or once every other year or something. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but I'm sure there will be one in the future at some point. So you missed out on that. But you can still give direct donations to Justice Democrats. We have a new link because we really, really want to fight and win. And that link is justicedemocrats.com/fight. justicedemocrats.com/fight. Go there, donate. Donate. This is basically like the Secular Talk Justice Democrats fundraising link. So all the money, every penny of the money goes to the Justice Democrats and our candidates. But this is the link that, I've been given and told by Justice Democrats. This is where we do our fundraising from Secular Talk. So let's show them the power of the Secular Talk audience. Let's show them that we're not fucking around. We are not fucking around. We're serious about beating corporate Joe Manchin. We're serious about beating corrupt Joe Crowley. We need to get Paula Swearingen elected. We need her to beat Joe Manchin. Because again, if all things were equal, so the money, the amount they're able to get out their message, Paula Swearingen beats Joe Manchin every time because the people agree with Paula Swearingen. But all things are not equal. We're at an institutional disadvantage. There's going to be a massive and permanent bias against us from corporate media, from establishment Democrats, from the entire Democratic Party. Obviously, the money disadvantage. So we have to do the best we can to try to overcome these disadvantages. And it's not going to be easy. But it requires time, effort, money, and yes, fight. So that's why our link is justicedemocrats.com/fight. Guys, look, it's as simple as this. If you want to defeat the corporate Democrats, donate. If you want to defeat them, donate. And for those of you who don't know exactly what our candidates stand for, you can go read about all of them on justicedemocrats.com, and you can read our platform, justicedemocrats.com/platform. That's what our candidates stand for. That's what they're going to fight for. They're candidates who are unapologetic in pushing for Medicare for all, free college, a living wage, ending the wars, ending the drug war, doing a new deal for infrastructure spending, a green technology revolution, renewable energy revolution, to fight climate change and to create jobs. Wouldn't it be amazing? How would it feel if we defeat the corporate Democrats and we show them that the power is really with the people? We can do it, but we're at a permanent institutional disadvantage, so we need your help. JusticeDemocrats.com/fight. Go donate now.